let's take a look at the starting grid. And here's Alan Valente for Emil Frey Racing with Elias Seppänen for company alongside on the front row of the grid. On row 2, Sandro Holzem has Nico Handke, the leading Pro-Am qualifier. On row 3, Leon Köhler, championship challenger up until yesterday with second in the Pro-Ams, and the new Pro-Am champion, Alex Fack, alongside. Then it's Mike David Orman. We saw him waving just now with Benjamin Heites for company on row 4. On row 5, Jonas Karklees, the first Lithuanian to ever stand on a GT Masters podium, with Mikael Kapfinger for company. And then it's Jonas Greif. And we welcome back Gregory de Cyborg. He wasn't at the Red Bull Ring, but he's back now. Taylor Hagler from the USA. Great to have her here for GRT. Grasser with Kwanda Mokoena, the South Africa driver. Real character lining up alongside. Then is Yannis Fincher and David Schumacher, and the guesting J-Mo Hartling. Are we ready? It's time for one last dance in this 2024 season for the ADAC GT Masters. 60 minutes plus one lap of racing ahead of us as the cars head towards turn 1. Good start from Alan Valente. Elias Seppänen, the new champion, have successfully defended the championship in GT Masters. Fancies rounding off the season with a top step at the podium, and he's already jumped into the lead into turn 2. Elias Seppänen leading the way. Let's have another look at the start. So what was it that the steward saw that was wrong from Seppänen? It may have been he'd gone too wide into turn 1, and yes, exceeding track limits. I think the stewards believe that he took the lead using parts of the circuit that he's not meant to, and that is why he's had to give that lead position back. This was the view. You're hanging off the side of the number 1 car. Oh, that's a scary moment. Going wide there, out of turn 1 towards turn 2, and that is how he got the lead. And who is going to give up the position first? It's Fack on the outside, Handke in the middle. Mike David Orman is the one who comes out on top of that. Also, Benjamin Heites in there as well. But our race leader has been given instructions to fall back behind second place. Race control have got involved. Elias Seppänen has been requested to give up his lead. You just saw Alan Valente coming through. Elias Seppänen trying to tuck in behind, but clearly race control were not happy with that. Instructed to give that position back, but now has a look to the inside, into the hairpin. Alan Valente slams the door in his face. Now it's a drag race. Out of the hairpin they come towards turn 7, absolutely flat out.
And they're just, the shackles are off, they're just racing. It's great, and look at this. Battle for the lead of the race, and a change for the lead of the race. Seppänen back in front of Valente now. So the Mercedes back in front of the Ferrari, and then the BMW of Leon Köhler has a look at the inside. Can't find a way through. Disqualification from qualifying, including Yannis Fincher, who's made his way in the number 3 Mercedes up to 12th place now.
So this is a replay of that lead change. Elias Seppänen, it felt like it was only a matter of time. He is so dialed in, and that Mercedes looking so good here at the Hockenheimring. He found the gap on the inside of Alan Valente, pulled alongside, and then Valente not really putting up too much. Second, third, fourth. To the inside goes Leon Köhler into the hairpin. Alan Valente on the outside. He's going to lose not 1, but maybe 2 places. It's a drag race out of the hairpin. Sandro Holzem now alongside. Leon Köhler has that position, but Sandro Holzem alongside the Ferrari. But Valente sweeps across, shuts the door in his face.
60 miles an hour, then a couple of areas where you just stand on the brakes, including the Spitzkehre, where you drop down to just over 50 kilometres an hour. It's all about not just good braking, but then getting out of the corner well, and that's what the Audi did here, wasn't it? Sandro Holzem got a really good exit as he was challenging this battle ahead of him with Leon Köhler and Alan Valente, and a great scrap going on.
They've really stepped up to the mark in a GT Masters. Of course, Sandro Holzem, who guested last year as well. There is David Schumacher in the number 2 car. Mikael Kapfinger just behind him, and Yannis Fincher, who's looking pretty eager to get past both of them. 9 seconds in the lead of this race. Of course, we've still got a bit of time to go, but the Pro-Am drivers are going to figure very much in the results as this race unfolds. We've still got less than 4 minutes until that pit window. We ride on board with Leon Köhler, a great view through the front grille of that BMW, bearing down on Elias Seppänen. The gap, 0.855 last time across the start-finish line. First, a Lithuanian driver to ever stand on a GT Masters podium. He's in 13th place at the moment, and in the last of the podium positions, finally, Yannis Fincher sees the gap on the inside coming out of turn 17. He tucks back behind Kapfinger, now in towards turn 1. He darts to the left, he darts to the right. Still, he's unable to get that Mercedes into any kind of gap. He goes very wide on the exit of the corner. That's a fairly early start for David Schumacher. Here comes Salman Ovega, his seat insert in hand. So they'll tear David Schumacher out of the car, get him out of the way as quickly as possible. No major rush, because they've got 95 seconds. No, they haven't got the 85 seconds for pit. 70 seconds. It was going down. If at this rate, it'll be nothing. 70 seconds for pit entry to pit exit for these drivers. The minimum pit stop time. So Schumacher gets out. The seat insert goes in for Salman Ovega. He jumps into the seat of that car. Also coming in, Jamo Hartling. He's going to be handing over to Marcel Marchevitz, again with seat insert in hand. The drivers get out, so they've got plenty of time just to take it easy, make sure they get it right. Limited to only 2 mechanics to work on the car, so he can't have anything done apart from checking tyre pressures. But into the pits comes the race leader, Elias Seppänen, getting ready to hand over to Tom Callender with 6.25 minutes remaining of the pit window. So Elias Seppänen is done for a very, very successful 2024 season. He can now put his feet up and enjoy Christmas, because Tom Callender is going to jump into the seat, and it'll be his job to bring the #1 car home in the #1 position.
The commentary box window, that's been obliterated. Motorsports side has completely gone now.
Everybody, because an editor was going to take the other side off. This is looking from the front, and there we go. It's auto.com. There we go. Great advertising, actually, but a little bit of additional furniture. As Kapfinger, if he can catch him. Right, race leader into the pits as well. So Sandro handing over to his brother Giuliano. So into the pits they come. The smoke pouring from the brakes.
It's not going to take long to move it, though, is it? So it will be a very short full course yellow period, I suspect. It's a bit of respite, though, isn't it, for Schwarzer and Hull, the 2 lesser rated drivers who have inherited first and second places. Holzem, so the Audi on the back foot, losing a place to the Ferrari. The Porsche, the race leading car, has gone through, and here comes Tom Callender down the inside of Chandler Hull to get second place. The Aston Martin stays out wide, and of course, Max Austin is going to follow through. So he goes into 3rd place, and this pair will now set about trying to work together, at least for now, to try and catch up to the race leader. Meanwhile, Marcel Marchevitz, had such a good drive yesterday, I'm afraid the podium finisher from yesterday comes into the pits. The number 11 Mercedes in trouble.
But look at this, the fight back now. Max Austin challenging Tom Callender. This will be for 3rd place. So Max Austin, Tom Callender, they rub up against each other, shoulder to shoulder around the corners, taken fairly fast, and now gives him a nudge wide onto the gravel, past the remnants of the billboard. Now into turn 8. Is that 8 or no? It's turn 13, isn't it, that they go? But it is advantage BMW, having muscled his way past. That was an illegal move. That was the moment that Chandler Hull went spinning. Fortunately, able to avoid any barriers. 17 minutes plus 1 lap remaining of this 2024 season, and we are fighting for the silverware. The championship is decided, but this is for glory. Diving up the inside, Jean-Luc Deoria, a little bit of contact. Everybody survives. Deoria pointing in the wrong direction, and he's like, well, maybe I can dive bomb both of them. Well, it didn't quite stick in this particular instance, but the night is young, and Giuliano Holzem is about to join in on this one as well. Car 10 under investigation for speeding under a full course yellow, Eduardo Cosseteng, and in the meantime we've also lost Marcel Marchevitz, so Schnitzelam Racing retiring the Mercedes. Let's have another look at that, and well, he tried to do a La Source first on Tom Callender and then secondly on Max Austin. Pleased to say he backed out of it. Everybody survived. It's what we like to see. Good, hard racing in ADAC GT Masters.
Had visions of a Mercedes, a BMW and a Ferrari all going off then. A very happy Audi driver getting past all 3 of them, but it didn't quite happen. Just got out of it.
So here we go towards the hairpin once again. So which way will Callender go? He goes to the inside under braking. Can he get it slowed down? Yes, he can. Beautifully done. Schwarzer will try and come back at him. The drag race towards the next turn out of the hairpin, turn 7. They'll take that flat out but it looks like he's got the job done. We have a new race leader. Tom Callender takes the lead of the race there in third place. Having another look here, Callender ducks to the inside. He tries to sell the dummy. Schwarzer goes to the outside to block, and then Callender ducks back to the inside. A black and white flag for Jean-Luc D'Auria for failing to manage track limits. That is a warning. There's also one being awarded to Juliana Holzem, and also to car number 1. Our race leader, Tom Callender, has had a warning for track limits. We saw him going very wide in turn 1, and if they get another one of those, they may well get...
Here comes Max Osten then, absolutely flat out through the parabolica, looking to slingshot to the outside, which gives him the inside line for the hairpin. He's going to go through and into second place, but what about the Ferrari? He's going to lunge as well. Of course he is. He lunges down the inside. There's contact between the Porsche and the Ferrari. Sparks trail from Jean-Luc D'Auria as he gets over the curbs on the exit, but he has got through, and now Holzem is going to try and do the same as well. So Holzem right at the back of the rear wing of the Porsche. Here's the gap, here's the line, here's the opportunity. Holzem dives down the inside and back has gone from first down to fifth in the blink of an eye.
Bullied, they're ganging up on me, he says. Relegated all those positions as everybody comes steaming through. You open the door for 1, you open the door for 2, sometimes you open the door for 3. The gap on the inside. This is the view from Max Osten pulling alongside that Porsche on the parabolica towards the hairpin, and that was the view looking back under braking, and he saw his rival on the outside. He saw another rival steaming through on the inside, exchanging paintwork as they go around the hairpin and then back on the accelerator. It looks like everybody has survived in terms of damage, but Alexander Schwarzer relegated down into 5th place. Tim Zimmerman is some 3.7 seconds back, so 5th place should still be a good result with 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, you got a feel from there. Schwarzer just digging in, throwing.
Callender has to looks to have it all covered off into the hairpin for the last time. Holzem to the inside of the Ferrari. D'Auria went to turn in. He saw it full of Audi. Was unable to do it, but now on the outside he comes back as a drag race on the exit of turn 6 towards turn 7. But Sandro Giuliano Holzem, after all that effort, finally gets that position. He glances in the mirror. Holzem stealing what could be a podium position, but now D'Auria coming back at the Audi. Holzem goes to shut the door in his face. They're almost pushing each other around the circuit towards turn 12. They come for the final time. D'Auria back in front once again. Holzem bounces off the Ferrari, and it's advantage D'Auria once again. He slides the car around the corner.
But what a battle this was for third place. I tell you, hats off to Giuliano Holzem. You've got to have a go when you're 4th, and it's the last lap of the race. And he didn't get there in the end, but it wasn't for the want to try. There was contact between them.
Renegades Holzem back into 4th place, and that in the background was Schwarzer going into the fence. We're going to see what happened there. Well, at the moment, we're seeing this fight. What a fight that was. And it looked like it was all on his own. I think he just got a bit of curb, didn't he? And the back end snapped around.
Yeah, which means that just taking the checkered flag was a huge impact, wasn't it? The car was fully off the curb and airborne for just a second or so as well. The rain that we've had in the build-up to this weekend as well has filled those tyres in the tyre barrier, so it's a pretty heavy tyre barrier, and then the car gets absolutely splattered. So pleased to see he's okay, but of course that means that having crossed the line now.
Yeah, but in the meantime, completing the final lap of the season, it is Tom Callender, our new champion in the ADAC GT Masters, along with Elias Sebenen, who takes the win. Second will be Max Osten and Leon Köhler. Third, Jean-Luc D'Auria. What a race, along with Alan Valente. Then it is Giuliano and Sandro Holzem. But we saw quite a big impact there for Alexander Schwarzer. One at the Nürburgring, one at Spa-Francorchamps. We went to Austria, and then we finished it all here at the Hockenheimring in Germany. We're planning on doing it all again next year. Maybe bigger, maybe better. Keep an eye out for the calendar. It is the end of a fantastic year as the champagne goes flying. Your champions for 2024, Tom Callender and Elias Sebenen. The Holzem twins in 4th ahead of Tim Zimmerman and Benjamin Heites. Finn Wiebelhausen, Janis Fitcher, Salman Vega, David Schumacher Schumacher and the Catfinger twins rounding out the top 8, rounding out a thoroughly entertaining season. Sometimes not having the pace in the BMW that they would like. Salman Vega, David Schumacher eventually coming home in third place ahead of Finn Wiebelhaus and Janis Fitcher.